All right. Welcome back. This is Dwayne Brown with Bible for Talk. I should say Bible for Talk with Dwayne Brown. Yeah, I'm getting better. I'll figure it out. Well, let's continue from where we left off. We're reading the third book for the Hidden Truth. For the Hidden Truth Revealed, this is the truth about the rapture. It's a very hot topic. It's a very sensitive topic. A lot of people believe certain things, but it's good to go with what the scriptures say and not what people believe. When they bring scriptures, make sure they get 2 or 3 scriptures to show and confirm what they're saying is true. All right, let's go. We left off at I'll read a little piece from where we left off. I'll make sure I get it before I come on camera today. Please hang in there. We will get to the rapture soon, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. Satan did wear out the saints of the early church. This church was persecuted and eventually went through their own tribulation period. After they were persecuted and went into hiding, a counterfeit church took over. That is why I guess this is the time where, like I said before, this is the time where things change. You know what I mean? They were persecuted, and now they started to persecute people for not believing in their Father, and also they become loved by the world and not hated by the world. So at that point, like he said, the counterfeit church got put in, and the counterfeit church was loved by the world because the counterfeit church was of the world. We have to understand just the same way like David. The people chose Saul, but the Father gave David. I always remember that. Where was I? Okay. The church was persecuted and eventually went through their own tribulation period. After they were persecuted and went into hiding, a counterfeit church took over. We just read in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3 to 4. People, once again, every book and chapter and verse I give, by all means, please do go and find it, read it, a little bit above, a little below, and keep it in between. Keep it in context. All right. Where it described that period as the falling away of the church. This happened after 3000 AD. We see a description of this in Revelation chapter 12, verse 13 to 14. Once again, stop if you have to, write down, go and read a little bit above, a little bit below. This is a video you can pause. I'm not going nowhere. If you have a little question about certain things, write in the comments, and I'll see it and I will address it if needed. Where the dragon, Satan, persecute the woman, the church, and the church went into hiding. It went into the wilderness, hiding from the face of the serpent, Satan. In Revelation chapter 13, verse 4 to 8. We see where the dragon gave the beast power to speak great words against the Most High, to change time and laws, bringing in many of the tradition being followed even today, changing God's holy days to Satan's holidays as a form of worship. Revelation 13, verse 4 to 8. Please, people, find it, read it, a little bit above, a little bit below. Let's get into it and let's do our due diligence and actually seek and find the truth. And they worship the dragon, which give power unto the beast. And they worship the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth, speaking great things and blasphemy. I watched a video with that guy, man. He did a great job about blasphemy, about what is blasphemy. And I'm gonna see if I can find that video and put it up on my channel. It's a great video, man. Oh my goodness. He let me see blasphemy in a whole different way. And power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, Yahweh, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints, and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongue and nation, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. Those names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. Revelation chapter 15 verse 5 calls this counterfeit church the mother of harlot. Why? Because this counterfeit church has given birth to many of the churches that continue to practice for doctrine the commandments of men established by the mother of church, which are against the commandments of the Most High. Think to change time and law. The third method for deceiving the whole world is through this fourth beast's attempt to change God's time and law. Therefore, Satan began hundreds of years ago planting seeds of deception about God's time and laws. Colossians chapter 2 verse 16 to 17 describe God's holy days as shadow of things to come, time. However, Satan has used this as an excellent verse for people to speak great words against the Most High. All right, the children of the mother of harlots have continued to pass on this counterfeit doctrine on the other generations that say we don't need to remember God's shadow of things to come because they were nailed to the cross. True, their sacrifice and all of the things done for the atonement for sin were done away with, nailed to the cross. But the significance of those things, holy days have not been changed. And we know little to nothing about those purpose and meaning. As we learn the significance of those holy days, we find that some of them have passed, like Passover and Pentecost. But some of those days are a shadow of things, even still to come. There are events God has placed into motion as part of his salvation plan for us. Colossians chapter 2 verse 16 to 17. Please, people, read. Find it, read a little bit above, a little bit below, keep it in the context, pause. It's a video. You can do that. And you could continue when you find it and keep and see what it's saying. Reads, let no man therefore judge you in heat, or in drink, or in respect of any holy days, or of the new moon, or of the Sabbath day, which are a shadow of things to come. I do a lot of things I'm not supposed to, but one of the things is I try my very best to uphold the Sabbath day. And even if I have to do certain things on the Sabbath day, one of the things where I said I'm not going to do is spend money. I don't know why I choose that as one of the things I will not do. But like as Christ put it on the Sabbath day, if there's things happen, if your brother's in need and stuff like that, don't use the Sabbath day as a way of not helping them out. You know what I mean? As far as the Son, Christ, did talk about that. If your brother's in need and he need assistance and he need help, don't say, oh, it's the Sabbath day, I'm not supposed to do strenuous work, or I don't want to spend money or anything like that. Don't do that. That's not what the Sabbath day is about. The Sabbath day here are about the 7 annual Sabbaths. They were observed in conjunction with the holy days, where meat and drink offering and sacrifice were made in relationship to the new moon for the atonement of sin. Colossians chapter 2 verse 16 tell us not to let anyone judge us for not taking part in sacrifice activities or those holy days. These verse did not, however, tell us that we were not to assemble together on these days to celebrate and learn about the significance and purpose of these events, time, as they relate to God's salvation plan. For us, matter of fact, Hebrew chapter 10 verse 25. You have to see and understand, this brother gave a lot of verse to what he's saying. He ain't just saying stuff. He put verse out there so that you could go on by yourself and you could look and you could confirm what he's saying and where he's trying to go. Tell us not to Hebrew chapter 10 verse 25 tell us not to forsake the assembling of ourselves together as those days come, because people were no longer required to make sacrifice of those holy days after the ultimate sacrifice of the Christ. Folks, though there no longer need to assemble together on these days anymore. But Hebrew chapter 10 verse 25 specifically told us, no, don't stop assembling together when those days come. Colossians chapter 2 verse 16 to 17 have been key verse Satan has used in getting us not to even learn about the significance of blowing of trumpets, as it is one of those days still to come. Therefore, because we only know about the counterfeit doctrine known as the rapture, and have not learned about the true doctrine about blowing of the trumpets, a shadow of things to come, the counterfeit appears real, and the real now appears counterfeit. The people who teach blowing of the trumpet are labeled as members of a cult, and Satan succeed again in deceiving the people. So, because of this, we no longer observe God's calendar time to assemble together to celebrate and learn about the holy days, blowing of the trumpets, and time God established for us to watch for Christ's second coming and our meeting him in the air at the second of the last trumpet. Instead of celebrating and learning about blowing of the trumpet, we talk about a pre-tribulation rapture, a counterfeit of blowing of the trumpet. This doctrine about the trumpet, which is not in the Bible, totally ignore the time God gave us as to celebrate and learn about Christ's second coming. Blowing of the trumpet, which is in the Bible, therefore it is now easier to deceive us about other things surrounding Christ's second coming because we do not understand the significance of God's holy days as they related to God's salvation plan. And we cannot associate the time of the rapture with any season or series of events as we can blowing of the trumpet. Why? Because the rapture is not in the Bible and blowing of the trumpet is not in our vocabulary. Therefore, we cannot tell what season the rapture is in, or if it's before or after the Great Tribulation. But we know about the Bible that blowing of the trumpet after the Great Tribulation. The Jews suffer from this same ignorance about God's holy days as we do today. They totally missed the significance of the holy days Passover, the appointed time for Christ to shed his blood for our sin. The counterfeit to Passover, which is in the Bible, is Good Friday, which is not in the Bible. Therefore, which is not in the Bible. Because of this, we have been taught to lie. That we have taught the lie that Christ died on a Friday and rose on Sunday morning, thus disobeying the command of God, Yahweh, by holding on the tradition of men. How on earth do you get 3 days and 3 nights from Friday evening to Sunday morning? It is amazing to me how we have believed such blunt lie for so long without challenging it. And those who know that we have been deceived by this still refuse to change. Why and how have we become so bewitched? Also, if you really want to celebrate church anniversary, the time to celebrate church anniversary is Pentecost, which is in the Bible, the appointed time when God established his church as he poured out his spirit. All of those holy days represent a time when specific events would happen as part of God's plan to reconcile us back to himself. These are time God put into motion for us to celebrate and learn about his salvation plan for us. We can read about these days in Leviticus chapter 23. People, please find it a little bit above, a little bit below, but he said 23, so I recommend you read the entire thing. But the church has become ignorant of God's holy days and has embraced for doctrine Satan counterfeit holidays. God's holy days, and has embraced for doctrine Satan's counterfeit holy days. Because we do not associate God's holy days, blowing of the trumpet, which are with our meeting the Lord in the air, it becomes easier for Satan to deceive us about the appointed time in which we still meet the Lord in the air. This set us up to receive the mark of the beast. All right, I'm going to stop right here for today. People, we've been fooled and bamboozled with a lot of things in the Bible. Even the Bible itself, there's a lot of things that they kept out of the Bible, and there's a lot of things that they put in the Bible that's not supposed to be in the Bible. We have to understand when King James, they had to rewriting it. When I think it was Pastor Weir, they had mentioned that they had rewritten the Bible about 100-something times, or whatever, how many times they took before they actually established the Bible and put the Bible out. Because the way they the reason why they had to rewrite it so many times is because they did not want certain things in, or they probably want certain things in. So they pull it back and rewrite it till they get what they desire to be in there and put it out and establish it. If you grab, I think it was the 1600, that Bible, or the 1800, I can't remember exactly which one it was. I had bought it, but I couldn't understand the reading because of how they say. And that was a very good Bible. I got to go back and buy that Bible and read it. But it's hard to read because of the context of how they talk. You know what I mean? Though and thou, and even some of the words that they spell does not spell the way we spell it now. But so hopefully I will reach the point where I've become a vessel and not a man, and I allow the Holy Spirit to actually use me and give me and grant me that understanding that I need, so I could be where I desire to be. But people, please do not stop. It's a hard job. If it was easy, everybody would be on this road. But since it's hard, it's few. Like the Bible said, many is called, few is chosen. You have to understand, many is called because some people is called to carry on certain things and to give to the next one, but they're not chosen because they just couldn't endure. You know what I mean? But we have to endure. This is not a run for the swift or the weak. This is the run. This is a marathon, and it's for the strong, determination. That's why you got to get your mind right. That's why you got to be strong. That's why you have to tell yourself, you have to understand, this is what you take, this is what you're going to do, and if this is where I am going, if this is what's going to end up taking my life, well, let it be. But you have to want it more than you want your life. You know what I mean? You have to. Just the same way people do it just for success, we'll look for this as success. This is your success. Alright, this is Dwayne Brown. Thank you for coming and joining us once again at Bible for Talk. Until next time, enjoy.